How's it going, everybody? It's Craig Bush Rocks. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about $100 games that could be coming in the future and stuff like that. I'm just kind of on my YouTube there, seeing a couple of my people I watch and all that talking about $100 games and stuff like that, and because of GTA 6 and things like that. Here's my thoughts on the whole situation. It's like, I don't think GTA 6 is going to cost $100 for one thing. Let's just get that out of the way. Just for the fact Rockstar is going to make a mint off that game just with the online features for it and stuff like that. So if Rockstar was smart, they would just sell that game for like $60, even 50. I mean, just to be honest, man, because they're gonna make so much money with that game. It's not funny, but that's just my opinion. But all these developers out there talking about the rising cost of video games and that they should charge $100 for their games and stuff like that. It's like, no, in the first place, fix your damn games before you even think about charging $100 for a game. You get these 5 to 10 year cycles for developing a game, and oh man, we got all this money into it. And Concord, yeah, and you want to, it's like now talking about charging $100. Well, Concord wasn't a broken game; it was just terrible. But just no. You got quadruple games and stuff like. No, it's like some of these developers are taking like the safe route, doing all these remakes and stuff like that, and double A games, simple games, and stuff like that. Some of these developers do need to take a step back and take a look at their little spreadsheets of games and stuff like that and stuff. PlayStation want to do all these live service games. It's like, no, don't worry about all these live service games. Start simple, start low, start doing something. Helldivers 2 was a great game, but Sony themselves needs to publish a game themselves, like something Uncharted or something like that, like a simple Uncharted game, or just something that's not going to cost them an arm and a leg, where they can't charge $100 for a game. It's like, it don't make any sense. You want to chase consumers away. Start charging $100 for an unfinished game. People are not going to buy it. Especially if it's a game that they're not interested in the first place. People will buy a game if it's $50 to $60 on average. That's what the average price should be for a game, not $70. Because of all these rising costs of games, $50 to $60 to me is just a good comforting zone for a game. You want people to buy your AAA game. I missed the games that had you had your little single player games. I had like a little multiplayer attachment to it, just a small one. And I was talking to some people online and stuff like that, where what was it? The Last of Us 2. Well, one of the games had some online features on the PlayStation 4, I think it was, but not on the PS5. And I was like, what a missed opportunity and stuff like that. I can't remember what it was, but the point is like, even Far Cry 5, I think it was 4 or 5. I had fun because you had the big old single player campaign, and you had the little multiplayer attachment to it. Just nothing too serious, just attached to it. They can have their little microtransactions on that little part of it. They're stepping more away from that and going for these all online games. Rivals is a kind of like a rare game that does pretty well, but that's very far and few between. Come up with a little simple story. You don't have to be pulling arms and legs out just to make a double A game and attach a little multiplayer part to it, and start low again, man. Start yourself down to a level where people are going to get, where you can gain trust from people again to buy your games. It don't make any sense to sit there, oh my god, we got to make better and bigger games, better and bigger games. If it's Rivals is making bank, and you got all these other, like these little mobile phone games that come over to PlayStation and stuff like that. I can't think of the name of the mobile game that went to PlayStation, but doing pretty well. But I'm pretty sure Rivals didn't cost $500 to make, because it's just a regular online. But come up with something that's got like a nice simple story with a little bit of online. That's why I like my PlayStation 3 a lot, because you had your single player games and stuff like that. Some of that stuff had multiplayer into it. As we got further more into these newer consoles and more developing time for games, it's not a wonder some of these developers keep losing money, because they want to make quadruple A games. But yeah, $100 games, that don't make any sense. Why would you do that? It's like, we're not Nintendo 64 carts. I remember back in the day when those things cost an arm and a leg. We are, it's just a disc-based game. And even then, it's just a license on the disc where you just download the game, because that's what they want to do. Because they don't want us to have physical anymore. They want us to have all digital and charge us an arm and a leg for it. And a lot of people are going to clap back at that, and people are going to voice their opinion on it, about keep raising the prices on games, where people are just going to, hey, I'm going to step out of this newer generation of consoles, and I'm going to call it quits on that. I'm going to go with my older generation, because I'm not going to get charged hundreds of dollars on it. but yeah, it's so ridiculous hearing about developers think that. I think that's what it was. Developers thinking that Grand Theft Auto 6 should be $100 game. It's like, no, that game's going to make that game's going to print money with their little online feature, because a Grand Theft Auto, granted, they take too long to make a damn game, but they do get a story mode to it with multiplayer mode. Granted, scale that down to like a 3 or 4 year cycle or something. Make a nice, simple, small little city type game and get the little online features to that. Don't have to be so extravagantly big where you can get lost in the game. And yeah, that's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. But if they're going to start charging you $100 for that game, then that's a little different. It's like, no. I was like, no, thank you. I just go to cdkeys.com and go find a key for the game or something like that and get it cheap. But that's another story for another time. But yeah, just kind of a little rant right there about developers thinking that they should charge $100 for the games in the near future. But no, I don't agree with it. I'm not going to support something like that either. But if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like, give me a thumbs down. Comment down below what you think of that deal where developers are talking about GTA 5 or GTA 6. They should be $100. I mean, I didn't read all the news. I could just read between the lines. I was like, no, I know what it is. It's like, this has been going on for a while. But let me know in the comments below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and I'll check you on in the next video. And wait for a PlayStation 3 game to come in the mail. I think it's lost in the mail. Coming from Kentucky. It's taking forever. All right, but I'll check you on the next video, everybody. Fun times, everybody. Bye.